This, the Kia Sonet, has been one of the most anticipated cars in a segment that has been growing at a really massive pace. When it was first showcased at the Auto Expo, it made headlines, and today I am driving it. But how good is it? That's what we are going to find out. I think Kia has done a smashing good job of styling. The Sonet has a very distinct identity and does not have any exaggeration, which is a very good thing. It looks fantastic. The front end is just the right amount of aggression and the rear is very pleasing. So overall, in terms of design and in the department of looks, I think Kia should be given full marks. Usually on any such media drives, the interior is heavily polished and the surfaces, they look a little weird because of that. Thankfully, despite the polish, the shine that you have on the plastics, it's not really all that intrusive, and despite of the polish, it does not make the interiors look cheap at all. Plastics are robust, and while you may find the lower half of the dashboard a little lower end due to the textured look, it is fairly well built. And the other bits as well, like the screen for example, it's huge, it's very clear, and the response is acceptable as well. It is not very instantaneous, but it's nothing that is going to be a disappointing affair for you. The steering controls are well weighted and the overall feel is pretty good. Plus the steering itself, it is fantastic. I usually do not like flat bottom steering wheels, especially on these kind of cars, the crossovers and such like. But in the Sonet, it just somehow feels very apt, and the wheel diameter also is very good. In terms of features, the Sonet comes loaded, and Kia has adopted a very Hyundai-like strategy to pack the car with a lot of things. And it is working big time for the company, and the consumers are the ultimate winners. So the Sonet gets everything really. You get voice control, so you can just say, "Hey Kia," and ask the car to do a whole lot of things like open the windows, adjust the AC temperature, change the track, the song that you're listening to basically, and all such kind of things. But then it's more of a convenience because you can do all that by yourself, and that will be a lot more intuitive and slightly better as well, I guess. The Sonet also gets cruise control. It has a Bose audio system, and it has air purifier, wireless mobile charger. It has my absolute favorite feature, the ventilated seats. I think that is one big feature that every car should have, irrespective of the segment, but then if wishes were horses. Then there is something called the Yuvo app, which you also get in the Seltos, and it basically lets you do a whole host of things and just control the car basically remotely. The Sonet comes with 4 engine options. There is a 1.2-litre petrol which comes with only a 5-speed manual gearbox and makes about 83 horsepower and 115 Nm of torque. And then there are 2 diesels, 1.5-litre in capacity, both of them. One with an output of about 100 bhp and 240 Nm, and that comes mated with only a 6-speed manual transmission. And the other one with the output of 115 bhp and 250 Nm, that comes with a 6-speed torque converter automatic. And then there is this, the one that I'm driving, that is the 1-litre turbo petrol. And this one makes about 120 horsepower and 172 Nm of torque. It comes with 2 transmission options. The one that I'm driving right now is a 7-speed DCT. So this is the dual clutch transmission. And the other one is a 6-speed IMT, that is intelligent manual transmission. Now this DCT, it is just about okay. It can be a bit slow to shift sometimes, but it's high on convenience, of course. But I drove the IMT, and that is the gearbox that I would really like to have. It's a regular 6-speed manual gearbox, but there is an actuator that works the clutch. In an AMT, there are two actuators, one for the clutch and one for the gear shift itself. But in the IMT, the shift is controlled by you. So you get an actuator for only the clutch, and then you have a proper manual gearbox and you can go through the cogs yourself. So you get all the involvement of a proper manual gearbox without the calf muscles feeling the torture of working the clutch pedal all the time. It is a brilliant solution, and frankly, more manufacturers should bring out a gearbox like the IMT. There's a tiny bit of resistance that you feel in that gearbox, especially when you're going up the gears and when you're pressing hard on throttle. But drive it normally at very same speeds and that just diminishes completely. The downshifts are absolutely seamless. They are much better than the upshifts. But it is still a very intelligent solution. It's the best of both worlds. The Sonet is set up a bit firm. The suspension tells you that it is working, but does not really complain about working hard at all. So you get a reasonably stiff ride, but the advantage is that the body control is absolutely great. The steering is fairly accurate, and the Sonet can be an enjoyable experience even around some flowing and very curving roads. The Sonet also has two unique buttons, one that is designated as drive and the other one is traction. Now, well, drive is basically just to make you switch between eco, normal and sport modes. Eco, of course, dulls the whole experience down, it dulls the throttle response. Normal is just for regular normal use, and then sport, it just makes the car a bit more alert and a bit more responsive on throttle. But it is the second button, the button that is marked as traction, that is a little bit more interesting. This one basically lets you choose between snow, mud and sand modes. It is calibrated to work with the traction control system, and it works basically based on the throttle input, and it also alters the steering response a little bit. But don't let it fool you into believing that the Sonet can go sand dune bashing or something like that. It is not an off-road machine. It does not have any off-road hardware. The whole system works basically only on power supply and steering effort. And yes, as I said, it basically is calibrated with the traction control system. It is still a novelty, and it sets the Sonet apart in this crowded space as a proper crossover. Yes, it can probably just give you a little bit of altered torque delivery. And yeah, as I said, it just sets the Sonet apart in the segment. When we were driving around and shooting, there were people who came and checked out the car properly. I mean, a lot of people came and asked us about how much is this car going to cost, what is it like, and stuff like that. There is already this great interest in this car, and that is just uncanny. But that goes to show the kind of impact that Kia has been able to establish in the Indian market in such a short span of time. So the Sonet then, great design, equally impressive interiors, loaded with features, and has multiple drive modes. There are traction modes as well, off-road ability, if you want to call it that. It's not that, but yes, at least it's a novelty. And it just drives so well. The handling is genuinely very entertaining. So yes, very impressed.